out of cigarettes. Rats, losing my mind. So, oh, just gonna wait to see if anybody joins me. Been chatting with some old friends online, and I am unable to watch Bleach, which means basically I can't fall asleep because I'm sitting here trying over and over and over again to get the stupid PlayStation to work. An error has occurred. You have been signed out of PSN. Actually, I haven't been allowed to sign into PSN. So now that I've successfully argued my point, can you let me sign into PSN? No. See, there could be like breaking news and like, like just naked women running around. I don't know. There could just be all kinds of stuff, and I'm just missing it because my only source of cable or television or whatever media, yeah, let's call it data format by the name of an ancient fucking empire in Babylon and shit. The media source that I have seems to me like every now and again the Russians just get bored and say, let's hack the PlayStation Network. Who's here? I keep seeing somebody coming on and off. Is that Hillary? I have a kind of sister named Hillary. I wasn't referring to Hillary Clinton. Oh yes, Hillary Clinton's joining me on the live stream now. So anyways, I've been following along with the Australian scientists who are monitoring the Great Barrier Reef. And that has been my number one useful thing that I found that I could do with Twitter. So despite how annoying things kind of seem to be going on Twitter, I'm going to stay on there. We've got some interesting people out there who are making regular posts, keeping me up to date on the current state of the reefs out there. And really, the Great Barrier Reef is the world's litmus strip for how things are going. If the Great Barrier Reef is all dying, pretty soon, the whole planet's going to die. If we can get the Great Barrier Reef to start coming back to life, there's hope. Now, this image, if you've been on the Easy Reefers Facebook page or Twitter or anywhere, even the Patreon, and thank you to Sean and Joey for becoming the first Patreon patrons. Doesn't help me with cigarettes at the moment, but it's good because now I have hope for the future. And speaking of which, I had a really annoying thing happen. Not to interject myself, but this is a little more interesting. A couple of really annoying things happened today. But the first thing was Bayou Reef Keeping, which is like a local saltwater group that's on Facebook. I go on there and I'm making a post about what I'm trying to do and asking if anyone has experience in coral growing or marine fish breeding, that I'll be hiring up to 3 people in the near term. And this guy fucking messages me, calls me a con artist, and then blocks me before I can fucking respond. But in his little spiel that he sent to me, you're gonna message me, you're gonna send me a private fucking message, and then tell me he's got 501c3 status. Really? I can only wonder, just, for what? Why the fuck does this asshole basically, he runs a fucking website and a Facebook group that are designed to collect promotional money to pay for his fish tank and shit. That's not nonprofit. That's not serving a fucking purpose for the public good. And, making money off of advertising reef hobby shit. Like, if it was centralized around some sort of, reef restoration type thing, that'd be one thing. But it's just not. And this guy's got 501c3 status. And he can just go and, supposed to be benefiting the public. I'm the public. He's going to fucking just block me. It's alright. I know just what form to fill out before I call my buddy in the IRS. Jeez. What a douchebag. I'm sitting here trying to get reefers to wake up and realize that they are the only retail marketable funding source, the only enthusiasm source other than fishermen for coastal restoration. People like going to the beach and all, but they don't like going to the beach enough to actually give a shit. People like going fishing and all, but very few fishermen are going to give a shit. People who keep reef tanks, they're sitting there studying an ecosystem for fun. And they can make other people realize that, yep, it's fun to study an ecosystem. And I wish it could be as simple as I just misread shit. Guess I'll let Lacey know I'm streaming on TLB. Facebook is fucking confusing. Expanded the window a little bit, and like all my contacts are showing up instead of just the people online. I'm like, where the fuck did all these people come from? Oh, they're not online. Why the hell would there be that many people online at 3 o'clock in the morning? Oh, they're not, dumbass. But anyways, So Lacey apparently is going to be helping us out tomorrow. Like I said, Patreon doesn't, that account there isn't meant to benefit me. So once the money starts coming in on that one, I'm gonna basically open up a private account with it, or a business account with it, and any money taken out of there is gonna be docked on. I already made a little text file, so I can just sit there and keep track of everything. Morning, Mr. Conway. Thanks for becoming the first member. I don't know why. I don't know why. Just like psychologically, it's just better for me to not see a zero right there. It just makes me happy. You and Joey both joined on there, so now I got two patrons. It just feels silly. It feels pretty silly, having all that fancy talking stuff up there and zero people. So thank you very much. We're trying to make it till Wednesday when we get the death benefit check from her ex, and that should, we're like paying half the rent with my disability in the beginning of the month, and then the other half with that check, and then kind of like dividing up the remainder to pay the cell phone bill and the cable bill and the water bill and the power bill. And we still have one loan out, but I refinanced it. Actually got some money from them like 2 months ago when this all first happened. I went and refinanced this loan, got $500 out, and got them to lower my payments by like $60 a month or $50 a month, because it was a $3,500 loan in the beginning, and we had 2 months left to pay on it. So it's like helpful, but still kind of painful at the same time. So anyways, I've been talking to my quarter sister, who's technically no blood relation to me, but like I've known her all my damn life. She's the half sister of my half sisters. So technically no relations, but I just made up a term a long time ago when I was little. Just called her my quarter sister ever since. She just got her nursing degree and is looking to relocate. So I've invited her to come out here and fucking help us with the bills until we can get this facility established. So that might be a tremendous help. Oh, shit. I'm sitting there staring at my one cigarette I got left. It's calling to me. It's saying, "Don't smoke me yet, you putz." Lacey! I was just talking smack about you. Just kidding. So Lacey said she's going to figure out something for us tomorrow. And, that's good, because I will go immediately to the store And I will buy cigarettes so that I don't murder people. Yep. We were talking about how when Lacey jogs, she must run the risk of just knocking herself right out. Kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Don't hit me. Don't hit me. Yeah. Anyway, it was the first smack. She said, "I don't run." The first smack talking thing I could think of. Still no PlayStation Network. You know what's weird about this is right now there's like I don't, my wife is watching something in the bedroom. It's working. Just the PlayStation Network, the same fucking PlayStation Network, you know? Like in the same reality and everything. She's not like in Dreamland or like on Saturn or anything. It's just fucking working right over there. But here in the living room, where people are awake, not just fucking. Maybe I'm on Saturn. This is a valid point. The fucking headache I got kicking right now, it feels like I'm on Saturn. Something, but the pressure is just off. Woke up with like a sinus puffiness trying to push out my eyes. And I was hungry. And I ain't got no weed to smoke. So basically, hunger for me without weed means just sit there and be hungry because you don't have an appetite and food makes you nauseous. Yeah. I've had I've had serious problems eating since I was very little. Uh, Mostly because when I was like 7 and 8 years old, I would just sit around and worry about World War III breaking out. I'd be worried about nuclear holocaust. I'd be worried about fucking plastic in the ocean killing sea turtles. I'd be worried about like just everything. And I would just sit there and just like my stomach would grind itself into knots. And I went from being a slightly chubby little kid to being like a really skinny kid. And like I had like the skinny body with the pot belly thing sticking out because I ate that fucking little. Just from worrying. Like I would get in trouble at every meal because I just didn't want to fucking eat, man. I just didn't want to eat. And then I met them little skinheads, and they stole some of my mom's pot, and we fucking smoked it. Uh, Stole a chunk of weed, stole a rolling paper, did not know, did not know that you had to break it up. So I'm 9 years old. Nine. Not even 10 yet. Nine. Nine! I remember right where I was. I was in my bedroom with my fucking toy chest of drawers that I got from New Zealand. Um, Chest like this long chest that sits about a foot and a half off the ground, made of this um, New Zealand oak that had the just the most wonderful smell to it every time you would open this fucking chest. And when my sister not quarter sister, my actual sister, Amy, my half sister. I don't have a full blooded relative. Um, I have a half sister on one side, and I had two half sisters on the other side. One passed away. Um, well, she, when I had ran away because of the gangster fucks pulling the guns on me in my own living room, she just decided that she got to have the chest. But anyways, I'm not bitter. No, no, I'm not bitter. I don't constantly bug her and say, "Hey, if you want to get rid of that, I'd love to have it back." Because it's mine. Like the whole being mine thing. No, she doesn't really care about that. So fuck am I supposed to do? She's my sister. If she was my brother, if I had a brother, I'd just beat the shit out of him and take it back. But I can't do anything. She's my sister, and I'm a gentleman. Blah blah blah. This is my life. So we go, we sneak this. It's like me and like three of these old fucking delinquents that I'd made friends with. I take the rolling paper and I just wrap it around the chunk of weed. Just didn't work at all. It didn't. Wasn't quite going. Had no idea what I was doing. Just no. Hadn't even seen it done before. The extent of my visual data gathering as far as rolling something to smoke went. You ever see the cartoon of Pecos Bill? Yeah, that's it. That's all. When he rolls up the little cartoon cigarette, just that's it. That's the only conceptualization I had to apply into rolling this first joint that my little delinquent friend had stolen from my mother. Oh. So, it's like, oh, he was raised with wolves. I was raised with wolves. And it didn't work. Didn't work. The spirit of the wolf was not inside me that day. Um, so, being the little dumbass delinquents that we were, uh, we thought of the most obvious solution to the problem, which was break into my neighbor's house and steal the old man's pipe. Yeah, I was a bad kid. I mean, my fucking parents got divorced, and I was just kind of like left alone to my own devices, and the fucking kids in that neighborhood they were not the greatest influence. And at that point in my life, I was just uh, less than impressed with authority figures, should I say. I mean, my mom became a fucking barfly, and my dad ran off with some fucking floozy woman, basically. And these are the fucking people who had brought me up in church, and my mom was a Sunday school teacher. My dad taught the fucking adult class, like. And I just had about 3 years straight of fuck it. And like, yeah, most people didn't have that kind of phase until they were about 17. I quit drinking about the time I turned 17. Like, when I turned 17 was when I hid my wand from myself, and like was really kind of just trying to straighten out. I was working for a living, trying to pay my own rent through high school. And anyway, but after that, we we started making a pretty regular thing before school. um, because, well, my mom didn't run out. Let me just put it that way. She kept a lot of weed in the house. She had a fucking basically a quarter pound sitting in the freezer, and I just like she didn't fucking know that I like it took her a long time to catch on, man. And by the time she did, she was just like, I'd rather them fucking getting it from me than having to go out on the street. I overheard her joking with her friends about it. I'm like, ooh, so I'm busted, but I'm not busted. And then she had kind of started hiding it. So it's like she was just talking smack with her friends. Like she had just figured us out, but was trying to like, play it off, rationalize to herself. She she was a very rationalizing type person, to say the least. But what we wound up doing, for the most part, because that little plastic, the neighbor's little tobacco pipe was not really worth the fuck. We didn't give it back. We just threw it away. It's horrible. Um, like the shit I didn't do. I mean, the shit that I did before, like when I didn't even have like hair on my nuts. Like I wasn't even hitting puberty really yet, and I'm just like a fully fledged fucking juvenile delinquent. It's just kind of hilarious in retrospect. Sad, but fucking hilarious. By the time I was 13, I went straight edge for about 2 years. Um, and I drank for a little while when I was 15 and 16. But then when I was 17, I quit smoking cigarettes even. And I actually didn't smoke cigarettes from the age of 17 to the age of 27. Started smoking cigarettes and all that shit when I was 9. Quit when I was 17. And then started again when I was 27. That's fucking 10 years ago. I feel old. Like really old. It's just not right. And like what really sucks to me, like what's been depressing me lately, other than just not getting anything done, I basically had the last 20 years of my life stolen from me. Like y'all got to start drinking and doing that kind of shit when you're 15, fucking 17, that's fucking normal. You know, I was sobering up by then. And I'm a fucking junior in high school and I gotta get a job and get my own fucking, I gotta sign a lease. Junior in high school, signing a lease. Get my own fucking place to live. Right before I graduate, hit by a car. Perfect. Just fucking perfect. Yeah, I had that engineering scholarship to MIT. I had an architectural scholarship to UCLA. Had a lot of different colleges offering me a lot of different things. And I said, fuck you. I'm a born badass. I'm going into the Navy and I'm going to be a fucking intelligence officer. That's what I did. I literally said, nope, don't need that. Nope, don't need that. Gonna do this. Because I'm so fucking cool. Sitting there getting pulled out of high school classes. Like literally just like, can we see Sean? Oh, sure. here, take them. And I would go and I would fucking teach, okay? Because I was such a goddamn tech geek from such an early age that I knew more than the people they wanted to start teaching A plus certification and like computer technology stuff in school. So I had to go and teach two of the teachers, and one in particular was like the electronics teacher, and he just really was clueless. It was kind of amazing. And then they had this the advanced technology class with Coach Smith, where I would just go and teach the fucking class. He'd set up the lesson on the board and everything. Just be like, Sean's here. He's gonna tell you about network interfaces. He's gonna tell you about communication layers. I didn't even know what I was teaching about until I got there. Then I got hit by that fucking car. Oh, by the way, Coach Smith, um, that technology teacher I was talking about, he was the naval intelligence recruiter. He was big shit. I mean, he was I think 25 years career Navy, and helped establish the Naval Technology Center in New Orleans, um, which I got to take a big classified tour of. But I, well, that's where my that's where my confidentiality agreement starts with all the the contracting, anything that I did after that. Yeah, so just gotta think of something else to talk about now. But before I could go into the Navy, like I was supposed to, I mean, I got hit by the fucking car. I had helped network a lot of things before I even graduated high school. I had done a lot of real world work before I even graduated high school. And boom. I couldn't lift a fucking glass of tea for a year and a half. Anything I wanted, I had to get right up on, like that. I could not for the life of me fucking reach out like that to the side for anything. And still to this day, that's painful. Okay, doing this is painful. The fuck is up with that? One of the reasons why I like having the big coffee cup is because it's a way for me to constantly work that problem. If I didn't have the big coffee cup, oh, oh, I'd be getting felled by pencils and shit. So then, just starting to get settled in, 2002-ish. Dad calls me up. The little bitch he left my mom for, left him. And he's like, I'll send you to any college you want, blah, blah, blah. Just give me a chance to be your dad again, blah, blah, blah. And I've told that story before. Motherfucker was just trying to get me to pass a letter to that bitch by tricking me into going to college with that bitch. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm like, oh yay, a new lease on life. I've got another chance. I get to go to college. And this is after this spiel of, you don't want to be like me and be a computer guy. It's too much work. And I've got fucking headaches. I was tending to agree with him. And yeah. Obviously, I couldn't hack it doing programming because of my fucking migraines. And generally speaking, I don't sit in a chair very well for a long period of time. I have to get up and move, or I'm just gonna not be able to walk at all. You know, like I have to keep moving, or else I can't move. Kind of. Well, so he says, and I play many instruments. I've written a lot of songs. I sing halfway decent. Didn't take much to convince me to go to music college, right? And I wanted to get audio engineering and production classes, which I managed to get a little bit in of. But the point is, I wound up in the college choir with my fucking stepmom, my ex, the little floozy bitch, the woman who, by the way, when my family went to church at the little First Baptist Church in that little old country town of Houston, that's where we knew this bitch from. Her family and my family went to the same church. Like her husband and my dad and his wife. And then she's divorcing her husband, and my dad's divorcing my mom, and they're like going to Aruba and shit together. And next thing I know, family's gone. No more of that shit. And then 12, 15 fucking years later, I'm sitting in college choir and this bitch walks in. I gotta listen to her sing. Uh, just, It's not right, I tell you. Okay. My last rolling paper. Last one. So we're definitely counting on Lacey tomorrow. Or whoever else feels like buying me some cigarettes. And it'll probably be a while before I get some weed. We just paid fucking past due balances only. On the cable bill and the phone bill. So, if enough comes in, it'll be a toss-up. It'll be like, do we pay this bill, or do I get to have an appetite? But at the very least, when I get to smoke, I almost invariably wind up making a live stream and, being hilarious. So it's not like it's completely inconsequential. Y'all know this is my teleprompter. fuck am I supposed to keep track of what I'm saying without a cigarette? Can't eat without smoking weed. Can't talk without smoking a cigarette. So, another really interesting story. Oh wait, shit! I didn't see that message. Fuck. Didn't see that message, Lacey. You want to send it again? No. Oop. Oh. Well, it'll wait till tomorrow if it must. Considering, until I get the, until I get a 42 membership sold or something, maybe just taking the, what's it, $15 out of the Patreon, getting some cigarettes with that. But then, because I'm OCD, I would have to reimburse it. Because I really want that account balance to be taken very seriously from this point on. It's like, it's painful. It's like, I'm sitting here rolling my fucking butt cigarette. The benefit of being lazy about emptying your ashtrays. Good night, Lacey. Thank you. See you tomorrow. The story I wanted to tell was about the Freemasons there in New Orleans. So if you want to just catch that right quick before you go. So this isn't like a blanket accusation against the whole of the Whippenshaw clan or whatever the fuck they call themselves. But that's this New Orleans Freemason Lodge that I was offered entry to and refused. And well, let's just say a lot of those guys were kind of dicks to me for a very long time, and I could never really quite figure out why. And I had this little girlfriend at the time. When I was 14 years old, she was 14 years old. And she wound up getting seduced by a bunch of older men, Whippenshaws. And, you know, they had money and booze and drugs and cars and, well, a lot more fun to be with them than my 14-year-old ass, right? But anyways, there's this drama unfolding between her and a lot of these other fucking people from back then and these guys, because they basically we're a fucking systematic pedophile ring. Okay. Um, like I really haven't thought about this for so long. Um, but like when I used to go to the Rocky Horror Picture Show in the '90s, I'm a fucking teenager. I was underage the entire time, and I would bring my little girls I was dating shit there. And these fucking guys were dicks. Like really passive aggressive, like pretend to be your friend and stab you in the back kind of guys. And constantly trying to get in the pants of 14, 15-year-old girls, and they're in their mid 20s basically. And I'm just thinking about this in retrospect because as this drama is unfolding on Facebook, oh yeah, Facebook. I wasn't even fucking on Facebook. There's this guy fucking messages me out of the blue to tell me, and this is the guy that this fucking little 14-year-old girl left me for, alright? Messaged me to tell me that she's been saying that I hit her, that I was abusive when I was 14 for the month that we were together. For the month that we were together. Now, I've been friends with this girl for fucking 20 years. Never really lost touch with her. Never had any inkling. You know, like when I've seen like her mutual friends of mine or her husband, never had any inkling that she had told anyone that I've hit her. I would think that her husband might not have welcomed me into the house and let me sleep on their couch. They got 5 fucking children, you know? So these guys are all up in arms and throwing these accusations, and I realize, oh, statute of limitations been extended. I see why. He's bullshitting me because I'm a fucking material witness, aren't I? Because, I mean, these guys basically, what they would do is if you weren't in their little club, and I wasn't, and you brought a girl around there, they would not only hit on them, but they would basically talk shit about you. And, well, it's kind of hard to compete when you're a 14, 15-year-old boy with a bunch of 21 to fucking 30-year-old guys. Even though, you know, I had the competitive advantage because I was already taller than all of them, and I could actually buy my own liquor because I looked older than I was. But there was a lot of guys, man, like my age, who just wouldn't fucking, they wouldn't bring their girlfriends out there. They were smart because you'd just be stupid too, you know? And like, I just remember, like in retrospect, like, you know, like you didn't fucking think anything of it at the time. I didn't think anything of it at the time. I was a fucking 15-year-old alcoholic. I didn't fucking think anything of it at the time. But in retrospect, there was a lot of fucking girls, 12, fucking 13 years old, you know? They should have been messing with boys my age. And that's not what was going on. You know, they should have been messing with boys their own fucking age. Maybe a couple years older. You know, 12-year-old girl dating a 15-year-old boy, 15-year-old girl dating a 17-year-old boy. That's fine. But a 14-year-old girl with a 21, 23-year-old, a 15-year-old girl with a fucking 25-year-old, and just countless, nameless, ageless, like I know they were just too young, just shit faced. I mean, just shit faced and being taken advantage of. That's what was really going on. It's just fucking sad and disgusting. Not only for the girls, but for the boys that were their age too, like me, you know, and for the greater fucking bane on society that really had to have become. I mean, think about how many not like innocences were lost, but you know that's like the age where you're supposed to be trying to like meet your high school sweetheart and figure yourself out and like build relationships that are supposed to last a lifetime, not get fucking taken advantage of by people. And you know, and as far as the little kids go, I mean, imagine you're a fucking 15-year-old boy. Imagine the psychological implications of the place that you hang out. You can't really take your fucking girlfriends there because all the guys there are just going to suddenly start shitting and ragging on you and trying to hit on her, basically. And leave them alone too long, they will get fucked, basically, is how it goes. And that shit all shut down by the time I was, what, 17? And like, I never really thought of it, but you know, when I was fucking 21 years old, I didn't go hanging around a bunch of damn teenagers, you know? Having a hard time thinking of like, just like, why would you even know people that are that much younger than you? They're fucking idiots, you know? Like, you're 21, what the fuck are you doing hanging out with fucking 15-year-olds? But yeah, I just think of one like little accepted into this crowd, boyfriend and girlfriend type relationship between a grown ass man and a fucking 15-year-old, 14-year-old. It's kind of amazing. And coincidentally, as far as I can tell, all these fucking guys are practicing Satanists, complete with like pentagram, weird rituals, and everything. Like comic book collecting, action figure display in their living room, fucking D&D geek, role playing Satanists, like who just just completely fucking lack a moral compass. It's one thing to play a game, it's another thing to just delight in rebellion. And that's what these fuckers were doing. They were just delighting in godlessness, delighting in rebellion. And it's like I got even my fucking sister complaining that it's being brought up now. I'm like, yeah, it is kind of annoying that it's being brought up now. It's not really something I would even want to fucking think about, but at the same time, you know, you fucking guys did that shit. And, you know, regardless of the fact that it fucking uh, really kind of fucked my head up and turned me into the little binge drinker I was. Because, you know, like you could fucking keep a girlfriend around those fuckers. And I was definitely the type to drink more heavily out of loneliness. But then I'm just thinking like, huh. It wasn't just my girlfriends. So it wasn't just me. And then I'm thinking, did it stop? You know, like when Rocky Horror, when the movie theater shut down, did that stop? Should I just assume that it stopped? Nah, I don't think so. And now, like, you know, I've been kind of like cool with these guys, not like friends with them, but like cool with them, you know. See them and say hi. Didn't really hold any grudges against them. You know, I've always tried to be fucking friendly with these people. They were just dicks to me. And now, apparently, while all this shit was unfolding, while I wasn't even on Facebook, they've all like blocked and unfriended me and shit. And I'm like, I'm not even involved in any of this. And then this one asshole sends me a fucking message about Danielle telling people that you hit her. And I was caught really off guard with that too. I'm like, oh, that bitch, you know. So I made this comment on a photo when I saw her. What the fuck? And she messages me, telling me she's sorry I got dragged into it. And oh, that's where it's all been unfolding in my mind from there. The whole idea that she said that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And it does seem like they might have motivation to be lying to me to try to, you know, turn me against Danielle. So, anyway, thought y'all might find that little story interesting. Oh, there's a kitten sleeping on my lap. And now she's just sleeping in my hand. Let's see what the PlayStation Network's doing. Oh, the remote's turned off. It's been that long. Still didn't work. So anyways. Oh, my stock of burnable materials is just getting so depressing. can feel like the shadow of hunger creeping back in. I just, the idea of food. I can't eat unless I smoke. I just can't do it. I have to go outside and work up a sweat or something just to get my appetite stimulated enough. And a whole lot of work and shit that I can do outside. And not just because I'm crippled, because it's Louisiana and it's fucking too hot out there. This kitten is too damn adorable. I would show you, but I'm just kind of like holding her. She just falling asleep. You're ridiculous. You know that cat? She's such a little snuggler. She'll be sleeping on you. And you just pick her up and move her around. She just flops over again. Just... Made it a lot easier to stop like freaking out about how Tiger Lily died. Like it's still really sad. I miss her. There were so many unique, cute things about that cat. Like we picked her out of that whole litter that we had. And just for her to just die out of nowhere like that. It's really like not just depressing, it's kind of shaking, you know? Misha has actually gotten a lot bigger than we expected. She's like the exact size of her mama. Yeah. Tiger Lily's out there buried right next to her. And we got Misha, and we got Lainey. We named her Lainey because she looks like a lane. See? Merge to the left, merge to the right. Go back to sleep where they can see you. See, she don't complain about much. Anyways, so who else is watching? Maximo on yet? So, here is the Twitter feed with all my I've found 147 different people worth following, and that ranges between U.S. agencies, NATO affiliated agencies, and a whole bunch of Australian scientists. You can see, zoom in. Oop. There we go. The Great Broken Promise of Australia's Great Barrier Reef. Good morning, Max. I tell you what, I don't know what the fuck I'd do without you guys. I really don't know. I would be sitting here like, I wouldn't even be bothering with the fucking live streams at this point. I would have given up on that a long time ago. And I would probably just be sitting here fucking moping. Just moping. Just a depressed fucking ball of shit. And we get to the point where it's just like, okay, had the first 30 some odd years of my life stolen from me. Spent 5 years thinking I was doing something heroic, only to have it basically cost half my friends and all of my livelihood. And I just sit here and watch the world go to shit. And watch the fucking reefs die. And I wouldn't even feel like trying anymore if it wasn't for you guys. I would just said fuck it and started drinking. So I'm following the State Department just to like see what they're doing. It's like really hard not to just like curse them out half the time, but I'm refraining from making any comments. Just what the fuck is that idiot's picture doing back there? God. Why don't you just go ahead and just fucking go back in time and call Robert E. Lee the president? At least that way, I can say I'm related to a president. Oh yeah. Did I mention my fucking family's descendant, Robert E. Lee? Yeah. On the black side. Yep. Fuck the slave. Slave married a white man. Or slave's kid married a white man. Couple generations down the line, you got my Creole grandmother. So that's how. In fact, a lot of folk in Louisiana are married to various famous people in history. Because them famous people in history just seem to like fucking their slaves. Ooh, we've got 2 notifications. There's a report on species distribution. And I'm like geeking out over it. I'm like, yes, input, data, species distribution, data. Oh. I'm just like, I'm like reacting to myself, just like, oh my god, I'm such a fucking dork. So I had to comment. So few people could possibly understand how happy this makes me. I love seeing shit like this. Some people like, ooh, new sports car. Ooh, new iPhone. I'm like, ooh, new species data. Let me pack a fresh bowl and get reading. All right. So yeah, every time I find another Australian agency or otherwise, I'm following them. Washington coastline. Oh, is that Western Australia? I think that's Western Australia. I'll go ahead and follow that one. Operation Crayweed, and they're in the Australian Coastal Restoration Network. I can't see the thing. I'll go ahead and follow it. Australian Broadcasting Corporation Science. That'll work. Cool. Follow them too. Ooh, Dr. Carl. Who's Dr. Carl? Dr. Carl is on BBC Radio 5. No thanks, Dr. Carl. I'll pass. I'll pass on the Dr. Carl action. I prefer Dr. Pepper. Oh, that's not obvious to anyone who knows the sound. Alright, anyway. What the fuck is that? Oh, promoted. British Ministry of Defense. In 2 days, leaders at the NATO summit will discuss how enhancing stability around the world helps tackle terrorism and keep people safer. Yep. You need NATO to fight terrorism, considering Russia's behind terrorism. Oh, makes sense. Makes perfect sense. Yeah. I like it when things actually make sense. This has not been the day for shit making sense. Speaking of which, fucking PlayStation Network back on. Jesus Christ. No. This is pretty cool. Who needs XSplit when I can just point the camera at Twitter? It is South Sudan Independence Day. Happy Independence Day, South Sudan. To all my shout out to all my South Sudanese subscribers. Oh, damn it. Sorry. Laughed too hard, all the joy came out. Kitten, it is so cute how much you love me. Every time I just come a little bit closer, you just start purring even louder. You're already on my lap, kitten. It doesn't really matter how close my head gets. Oh, this kitten is too distracting. You stop being so cute? Oh no, that's just like your existence, isn't it? Okay, shit, never mind. It's just how you are. Sorry, Daddy, it's how I are. So, apparently turkey's been exciting. But doesn't that sound like a good thing, right? Are they going to be lifting the emergency rule? I mean, less personnel would be a good thing, right? But then again, that can also just mean that, like, you know, we're all done with the ethnic cleansing now. Everybody can go home. I don't really know how to take that. So there is the outer section of Sydney Bay. Not Sydney Harbor, that'd be the intersection. I'm just guessing though, just from the look of it. It has been fucking 30 years since I lived there. Where's Neville? Neville. The local Australia expert. Our senior Australian correspondent, Neville. And that makes Sean is our senior Irish correspondent, and Maximo is our senior Dutch correspondent. I need to remember to add all you guys to be able to make videos again. I don't even know how to do that. I'll just bug my wife and she'll do it for me. Pretty sure she did it last time. I'll start trying to search for something like that and just get frustrated as shit. And just, what are you trying to do? I'm trying to fucking find the Google thing that does this. And she'll just fucking pull it right up. I'm like, how the fuck do you do that? Google hates me. Google fucking hates me. Google just does not work for me. I used to be like the master of search engine use because I knew exactly what kind of keywords would be used for anything. And that's how I fucking thought I would be able to do good on YouTube. And it worked at first, didn't it? I was able to get a lot of views and a lot of subscribers at first. And then they just completely changed the fucking algorithm. Oh my god, I don't have any cigarettes. Oh, this is horrible. I don't have any cigarettes. There's none left. I don't have any papers. There's one cigarette. I can't smoke it. That cigarette has to be there for me to drive to the store. What the fuck am I supposed to do now? Go look in other ashtrays in the house? Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Alright, managed to find my half cigarette from earlier. Nice shot at the Bay Bridge. What? I think that you're just like a bullshit company. What? Oh, no, I get it. Okay. No, I take that back. Like, it sounded really generic there for a second to be having I mean, look at the fucking icon. It looks like Cisco Systems, right? And then I realized, oh, no, the little things in the shape of an Australia. That's probably more clever than a troll could actually fucking come up with. But dedicated LinkedIn page, huh? I guess they're worth keeping track of. Okay, that's fucking creepy. Pineapples contain bromelain that breaks down meat and tissue, meaning that every time you eat a pineapple, it eats you too? No? Yeah, I'm gonna go with no. You know, there's this other thing that has like these enzymes that are designed to break down meat and tissue. It's called your stomach. Anyways, so it's designed to resist acidic enzymes. That's you know how it works. So Not so much with the whole pineapple digesting you. You digest the pineapple. I assure you it is you eating the pineapple. I don't think I'm making much of a leap there as far as, my contribution to the scientific community and all. Um, but it is my personal opinion that when you eat a pineapple, you're the one eating the fucking pineapple. It's not eating you back. Anyway, on second thought, I think I am going to unfollow them. Because that was just, it just broke my fucking uselessness barometer thing. My uselometer. Yeah, call it a uselometer. One oyster can filter about a bathtub of water a day. Yeah. This is true. Oh, okay. Oh God. Oh no, the TV in the bedroom now fucking turned off. So I need to try to get to sleep immediately after this cigarette, or I'm probably not going to be able to fall asleep at all. And hopefully someone will have sent us money by tomorrow so I can fucking go to the store. Hmm. That is what is referred to as a Sheila. Anyway. Oh. So, let's all say a prayer together that Trump will go to jail tomorrow and stay there for a very long time. Thanks for hanging out, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and try to get some sleep. It is now 4:05 here in Louisiana in America. And I gotta save that for the morning. Hopefully we'll be able to get some more cigarettes and some milk and some fucking meat too. The food bank is great for cereal and canned food, but they don't give you loaves of bread. They don't give you any damn meat. So we gotta get some dinner stuff too. And then by Wednesday we'll be okay. For I don't know, a few more days after that. Hopefully these people that are supposed to be talking to other people will get back to me next week like they're supposed to. And I will get to have a meeting set up with some real investors soon. But otherwise, I gotta thank y'all once again for doing the Patreon thing, because that, as far as I understand it, is the like only way, um, aside from like uh, having the funding ahead of time and getting a 501c3 license registered with the state to go like door to door in canvas. You know, you have to have the license ahead of time before that. But as far as what I've seen, the consensus online, and from what I read from the legal status, this is definitely going to help. Because what I do is I link them to the website on the form where they want me to say, where is your show of support? And it's actually got like, here's where you put your web link, and they want you to link to a website where it shows how many members you have or how much contribution you have. I guess they just want to check out how professional you look and stuff like that. But in all the grants for the conditions of like what the definition of the 501c3 is that has to do this, that has to show a public show of support. So I'm like, I've gone from like zero to like geeked out, from depressed to ecstatic, just knowing that, you know, it's going to be a lot easier from now on for like another person to join on there, seeing too, because nobody wants to just like fucking, you know, even believe somebody when they don't have anybody supporting them. So I don't know, just it makes me feel better. So I wanted to say thanks again. Thanks again. And wish me luck tomorrow. I don't know how I'm going to stay sufficiently sedated to maintain my fucking sanity, but I'll give it my best shot if I don't have any crutches to lean on. And hopefully it'll be a little cooler, and maybe I'll just exhaust myself doing some yard work or something. But the past few days, God, it's been a scorcher.